Alright, that's my show. I'm out. R8RBEAR! Woo! Let's go! Assaltante Oso, that bear you all know, out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? You heard me. Let's go! You guys are in a huge amount of trouble. I'm in a fantastic mood. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah, that fool with no hair that shouts like Rick. The Ray. Glitchy Raider Barry. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Oh, I swear I've almost got this worked out. I really almost have it worked out. Oh, I mean, you know what I mean. Mama Bear has it worked out. Tradish! Raider Bear Live! First comment, woo! MVP tonight goes to... What are you doing up here? Carlos Magana! I can imagine at the Magana house, he probably called his wife and his sister, brother, his uncle, his aunt, his mom and dad all in front of the little monitor on his phone, and he said, you guys, watch this, I won the gold tonight. Second place in that silver medal goes to Jim Vanderlyn. I took out the interim, my heavyweight champion, because you've been hanging around again. And then Carlos Magana goes and gets you. Third place, my bronze medal goes to John the Lion! Leon! Always catching L's, but never taking losses. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. And that is the medal round for the YouTubers. Oh, but on Facebook. Numero uno el jefe. Oh, and it's turning into a battle now because last night Carlos Boykins won a gold medal. And, you know, the Dustin King, the heavyweight champion / interim champion, was sitting there looking at Carlos Boykins like, I'll be back. Well, guess what just happened? Dustin! Second place, my silver medal goes to Carlos Boykins. This heavyweight battle, I think Dustin King underestimated you at first, but you know now you guys are right there. Oh wait a minute, that's his thing. Okay, you guys are right there. Third place, bronze medal. LP, what's up, brother? I could just see him like in the 90s going into clubs. He'd be like, I'm LP. You know. It worked. I know it worked. You don't have to tell us, okay, Romeo. Stephen Shaw, honorable mention. Tony Make It Dip. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. And my good friend Bob Standard, who I have had to my house. He is a very nice young man. Honorable mention on YouTube to S.A. Big Dog. Oh, oh, oh. See, S.A. Big Dog, now you got to win more because I want to bark. You know, oh, oh. Kind of want to bark. Alpha and Omega Forever. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Tanya Carpenter Evans on deck. What's up, love? Welcome to the show. And Anna Diaz Rincon, my first subscriber ever. All right, Corinna Trujillo, I see you there. Chris Strong, sup? All right, so let's move into day's news. I will start answering your questions. I want to check and make sure you don't have any just yet, and if you do, then we will get on to those. And before I say that, I'd like to say consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. Now, if we're talking about YouTube, all you got to do is click the little like over there, hit that little subscribe over there, tickle that little bell so it reminds you when I'm going to be on, which sometimes can be like right before the hour I'm going to do the show. I apologize for that, but it's hard for me to do a whole schedule throughout the week because I have a pair or kids, and it's like so anyway. That's enough of that boring stuff. Jesse Parker, what's up? Welcome to the show. So coming into the game, I just want to say I noticed a couple things. First, and I know a lot of you see this too, but I'm just trying to put all this together. First, we saw that the Chiefs threw 2 interceptions. Now, that's good because it's telling us that Patrick Mahomes still believes in his teammates and what they're doing, but it's not being executed quite as well as it was before because he's thrown, this is a lot of picks for him. But they haven't resulted in losses. In fact, the only team the Chiefs have lost to, going all the way back to last year because they're on a 12-game win streak, but the 12-game win streak didn't begin until the Raiders grabbed and spanked that ass. Merry Christmas, Kansas! Oh, look, I can see all the little children crying because you got whipped, beaten, brought down on Christmas. So I don't give a damn about your 12-game run. And you know what else? I see you're coming in fat and happy, and we're going to slice that turkey up. A little bit of yams and gravy. Oh, it's coming. I'm telling you, if this is the first time ever I really thought that we are a trap team. This is the first time I've ever thought we were a trap team, but this game, we are a trap team. They think it's just the Raiders, blah, blah, blah. All right. You pulled that stuff with us on Christmas. Excuse my French. You know that is the same word for a donkey, right? Tommy, stop laughing and smiling. Don't use that language until you're 35. Stephen Shaw, I'm doing excellent, brother. It's great to see you. Appreciate you asking. Cameron Brackett. Oh, I gotta put Cameron's post up there. There we go. Raiders! I'm not the loudest and I'm not the longest, but I'm definitely the best. That fool with no hair, that shouts like what? Thank you, brother Alpha. Good to see you. Hey, Gil Moody. Hi, Gil. Why? I would never do that. Talk about the Chiefs when you're not on the show. What are you talking about, brother? I was just talking about how great Mahomes is, Ooh, yeah, those Chiefs. How much of a Chief fan you may be, how much bragging rights you may have on us, how many rings you have now. No matter, you suck anyway. I mean, hi, Gil Moody. It's good to see you. All right, so real quick, let's go over the injury report because although there's a lot of people in it, it's not going to take too long because there's actually not too many people in it that have anything, it's no problem. For example, Harrison Bryant, I believe he's going to be ruled out. So he's probably out. Unless he was able to somehow get a full practice on Friday, he's probably out. Okay, our defensive tackle, Adam Butler, he's one of our backup / sometimes starter when we run 4-3-D. He's got a bad hip, but he got limited practice Thursday. He got, and he's going to be available to us. Max Crosby had a full practice on Wednesday, but did not practice on Thursday. And I can tell you from experience, that's just veteran rest. He went hard on Wednesday to show them he's ready. He's not hurt. He feels good. That was a test run. If he gives you the green light, then, you shut him down because he's not going to learn anything in practice leading up to the game. Okay, Tommy Eichenberg. Now, that could be a little different with rookies because Tommy Eichenberg is the rookie linebacker. He's got a quad issue. He's a kid we got from Ohio. But he's had limited practice Wednesday and Thursday. I think that means they're just kind of taking him on gingerly, and they would rather he not play unless they need him. So he's going to be on the sidelines, and he'll be available, but not unless they need him. Okay, Kana Mua, I can never say his name right, the other linebacker. He has a knee issue, but he got limited practice Wednesday and Thursday. Colton Miller did not practice on Wednesday, but went ready to go. Dylan Parham did not practice for Wednesday and Thursday. So that means he's probably going to be out. It's a right elbow issue his foot issue that's not really getting better. Gardner Minshew is full practice all the way through. His elbow's fine. He's going to be ready to go. If he hasn't already, he'll be named the starter. Jacorian Bennett, I was worried about him because it was his knee, and 2 days of full practice, so we're fine there. All right, let's see what Gil Moody's bunch is up to. Michael Dana, defensive end. He's got a pectoral problem. He is not practicing Wednesday. Did not practice Wednesday. Juju Smith-Schuster, hamstring, did not practice. I'm gonna say Juju's. I'm gonna really go out on a limb here and say I don't think Juju's gonna play. He looked bad in that last game, and I don't mean the athlete or anything like that. I mean when he got himself hurt, he looked bad. And most people that have experienced a hamstring in the past, you know how bad it is. But just now add to that you're a world-class athlete. I know that sounds like egotistical, but I don't mean it that way. I just mean when you're in elite shape and you pull that hamstring, it can take a lot longer than the average person where they might get better in a week. An athlete like that usually takes 2, maybe 3 weeks. So we'll see what happens with that. Kareem Hunt, the running back they brought in late in the season to kind of help out. Leo Chenal, linebacker, he's got a shoulder issue, full practice. Wide receiver McCole Hardman for the Chiefs, full practice. Jaden Hicks, full practice. He's one of their strong safeties, looks like. And then Derek Noddy, tricep, full practice. Yeah, the last 2 guys, full practice. Justin Reed and Jared Wiley, full practice. Although he has an Achilles thing, so they're going to have to watch after that one. That last guy for the tight end for the Chiefs, Jared Wiley, that could be interesting. Okay, now let me make sure they didn't update, because sometimes the Chiefs update their list. No, they did not. So the Chiefs have still not reported their injury list and who worked out and who didn't for Thursday. So everything for the Chiefs I gave you is as of Wednesday. Okay, let me come back here so make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. Steeler Val, hi Tommy. Booby Miles. Steven Shaw, what's up? 8th place participation ribbon goes to me, paper champion. We'll have to create an 8th place. That'd be awesome. Jim Garrison, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Okay, I don't feel too many people having questions here, so I'm just going to keep on giving you news and information that I think is relevant. Corinna True! Hello! Mwah. Now, having said that, we have to spread the love. Let me see. Now you're learning, Mr. Bear, you need a woman to fix everything. I don't know if that was Tommy or Val. It was Val, okay? I guess I should have figured, because me and Tommy, we're like brothers. It's different. What's this? I just read Garner being benched for a game because of a suspension. Is this more clickbait? I would guess it's clickbait. I have not heard anything along that line. I haven't heard anything along that line, and that would be bad. We'll close that. I can't believe the Vikings losing to the Rams. Yeah. Greetings, Raider Bear. What's up, Doc Raider? I'm happy for the Riddler, but it's still just Tank, baby. Yeah, Charlie Rock. I think the Riddler could end up becoming a good backup for us, and we may end up moving on. Trading these two guys to someone else at some point that can use them. Now, as far as what I was going to say, I looked at a thing from Pro Football today, and it basically said that the Raiders are probably going to pick 6th in this upcoming draft. 6th was the number that they spit out by strength of schedule and amount of wins and losses and blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm just going to speak from the position of 6th. I could be wrong. I want to be clear about that because theoretically, I think it's important to have the conversation because it's going to back up a point I have that we may have to, tamp down our excitement about whether or not we're going to get a quarterback in this next draft. And here's why I say that. We may end up somewhere like what I read today, 6th. If we end up 6th, that's no Shedeur Sanders, that's no Quinn Evers, definitely not the guy from Georgia. I always forget his name. But definitely not the guy from Georgia. And those are really the quarterbacks that are going to be the main guys coming out of this, draft. Anybody after that, you're throwing a flyer out on. You know what I'm saying? And I would just as soon see what bring something to the table. Because we have to remember, guys, when you mold clay, okay, and then it eventually becomes something beautiful, like a vase or whatever, at first it doesn't look like much, but it's got potential in it. That's what all these kids are. They're not bringing football talent with them. Not necessarily. It is, hey, I was good at the college level. Now I want to see if I can be great at this level. You see what I mean? I was great at the college level. I want to be really great at the NFL level. Do you see what I'm saying? You just never know. You have guys that are the best players at their position in the NCAAs, and they come up to the NFL and and they're done. Shut up, Gil Moody. I have to say this real quick. I want everyone to know this because you'll love this. Gil, I want to be clear about that. Beyond jokes for a second. I broke bread with this brother. Him, my wife, and I have all known each other for decades, and he's a great guy, a really great guy. And so just know you can still rip him and tell him his quarterback sounds like a blue-eyed pansy, but then say, with all due respect. No, I don't. Shane Street, that's my guy right there. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Eric Peterson's question. I would only trade Crosby if he wanted a trade. Okay, first, he doesn't want to trade. Okay, that's the first thing. Second, Devontae Adams wanted out because what he saw in front of him is totally different than what Max sees in front of him. Guys, you have to understand, it's totally different. The idea that Max go because he's a wide receiver and he wanted his stats back. That's all. You know what I mean? If you were trying to leave because you wanted to win, you wouldn't ask to be sent to the Jets. I mean, come on, can we just all agree for a moment? We all know he asked to go back to the Jets because they had his former, guy. But what he doesn't understand is that his guy is getting his NARP. That exactly. I don't want an AARP card. I already have one. But in this instance, his quarterback gets that, and he just, I just don't know what he was thinking. You're just going back to a guy who, I would argue Aaron Rodgers has been coming unglued for the last 3 years. Honestly, he's looked bad for the last 3 years, at least. When he was available, I thought it might be a good go with us because I thought we'd have more personnel around him to maybe make that work better. The Jets have been bad, since my entire life. My entire life. From birth to now, the Jets have sucked. That's just a fact. You know what I mean? I know we've gone on a long run, but not that long. See, the Chiefs are going to kill us with their ring around the rosy. I can't argue with that. I don't know what to say. I mean, yes, if you're trying to get me to say are they the better team right now, of course, okay, they're the better team right now. But I don't like their stats right now. Patrick Mahomes had two interceptions just in that last game, and more importantly, his running back Pacheco is averaging, I think it was 3.5 yards a carry. So we're going to be facing an offense that's struggling to run, and that they're passing the ball, but they're having some issues. They're not hitting Travis Kelce like they've hit him in the past. Some of their elite wide receiver core is a little banged up. So we could end up beating them just because we outlast them. If it's like a close game, if it ends up being like 21-17 and it's late in the third and then we get a touchdown and then we're only ahead by like 2 and then we just hold on with defense, you know what I mean? Win's a win. Oh, Alpha and Omega, you're too. Everybody notice that? Look at Alpha and Omega's profile picture. That's me and Mama Bear with him when we saw him in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, Gil, I figured Juju was out, but even if he was in, I would have been happier with him in. I find him less dangerous than other dangerous wide receivers. Juju's not a serious athlete. He's glad he makes money, and he does a lot of TikTok videos. That guy's a clown to me. I mean, and he took the clownery out to the football field more than once when he was still with the Steelers, filming videos with his phone and having teammates hold it up while they do this with him and then start laughing and high-fiving each other and doing this on the field before the game. I mean, like 16-year-old. I don't care that you're a grown man. You're not acting like one. You're making millions of dollars and you're playing on TikTok. Just knock it off. If you want to play on TikTok, do it in your house. Do it with your kids and your wife, whatever. Not on a football field. Not in a locker room. Not making it about football. Don't do that. Just don't do that. I didn't like when Kaepernick did it. I felt that was phony. He wanted it all to be about, race, and I'm standing up for the black man. No, you weren't. Why aren't you now then? Because the issue's gone? Because you got paid off by the NFL? I put Foots in Kaepernick. Eric Peterson said we'll be a good team when we finally start drafting well. Will Nanoff, what's up, crazy squirrel? Welcome to the show. Eric, honestly, I agree with that, but if you really look at what we've gotten just from Tom Telesco just now, and then we look back at the Chargers teams we've seen in the past, haven't the Chargers always been competitive? I would argue more than we were. We beat them a lot, but they would usually, have a little better record. And then have you seen their quarterback lately? They got Derwin James at safety. They got Khalil Mack as a result of us, which was, looking back, that deal is not aging well. So they went out there and they got that Bosa annoying guy that is always hurt. But when he actually plays, he's good. No way a GM can predict injury history, so you take that out. He's got a hell of a player in Bosa. He's a clown. I hate that clown. And he knows that. Knows it. Bear, I'm not feeling Riddler, Ritter, and I'll tell you why. Have you ever heard of Clayton Tune? Yes, that's the guy that beat him out. I never heard the name before until I read today that he beat Ritter out for the backup spot at Arizona. Now, to be quite honest with you, that competition has been talked about a lot. I don't know if you read that, but I would ask you to go back and continue reading information about that. You will find, and I apologize, I didn't think anyone was going to give me this question, but I did see a different article. I just can't remember the article, but where it said basically he lost that quarterback battle with the guy because they wanted someone that would hold in the pocket longer, and he was the type of guy that would stay in the pocket, and then he would get out and evade and go on kind of more Gardner Minshew-ish. But that was the only argument they made. They said everything else he did, he was good. And he did have inaccuracy issues with that particular battle where the guy, Clayton Tune, was accurate. So, take that for what it is. But from what I understood, the scouts were saying they should be good. Meaning the Raiders, that we should be good. No. Okay. No. No. Okay, Gil, listen, I've tried to be nice. That's messed up. The Rams won tonight, so that's a good for us moving up in the draft. Yeah, Jimmy Mata, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Herman Gonzalez Jr. will be lucky to win another game this season. We'll be 3-15 at the end of the season. Armand, I don't know what style of tank we're driving right now, but it's starting to look. It's not an aquatic tank. It's not a tank top, but it looks like a tank and it smells like a tank. Now, the reason I say that is I'm starting to get on board with that idea is because if the Raiders don't pick in the top 3, we're going to not get a quarterback again. We have to be able to be in a position high enough to not only get a quarterback, but in a position where someone else can't leap over us. Get me? So we'd have to be 1, 2, or 3. And if we get third, that means, we're still kind of taking the last, dip in the sauce, so to speak. It's bad comparison. Now Adams wants. Yeah, Troy Gill, he should want out. No, Bill Cox, I'm not nuts. This is the one game with Hopkins where they will be vulnerable. Even though he's a veteran, he's still got to catch up with their playbook, everything else. The timing with Mahomes, so on. So the first game, that Tusa will be susceptible to defense and, and so on and so forth. After that, then, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Second, maybe third game of Mahomes working with Hopkins, it could be problems. Now, but one other thing, Bill, that we have to add to this. When you hear that name, Hopkins, try to remember this is as old as he's ever been. He is not a young guy anymore. He's not that same hot commodity that he was 5 years ago. He's not. And so you're not getting a guy who's a take-off-the-top speedster. You're getting a guy similar to Devontae Adams that can run routes, has good hands. Well, I should say, that's not fair. He's a great route runner, and he has great hands. Afraid of that guy. Not really. I'm not afraid of that guy. As long as you got safety help over the top, I ain't afraid of that guy. Could Ritter be a Sam Darnold? John, I'm just going to pit. No, is because I'm worried that a guy like that isn't physically capable of carrying a team as the starter for a whole season. But he doesn't have to carry us for a whole season. We're already beyond week 7. You see what I'm saying? So you bring him in now till the end. Now that's something he might be able to do for us. Not to mention, he's got a gigantic arm. Just read the press about him. Gigantic arm, great legs. He can run. He can get you yards. The only issue, it's a problem though. It would be like if he was made out of barn hay, just literally like bales of dried up barn hay against a red dragon breathing fire. I mean, but that's his problem. He's a quarterback, but he's inaccurate. And I'm sorry I'm saying that, but it's just true. I had an analyst just the other night, I was reading about it, and he said, and I quote, every fifth or sixth ball, he's going to miss. He's going to throw it too far behind the guy or too high up or too low. He's just not throw it right at the guy's numbers or just lead him to the ball kind of passer. He's not pinpoint accurate. He has accuracy, but he's not pinpoint accurate. He cannot do that on every throw. That's the riff I've heard that is associated with Ritter. He can't make every throw the same. And so that could be an issue. Mr. Gil Moody, nope, the Raiders stole your Christmas. Signed, Tommy. Old, okay. You don't want to get told by Tommy. It just doesn't end well. Brother Bear, what's your score prediction this weekend? Ooh. I mean, this one's going to be a weird one. I won't lie to you, though. I have the Chiefs losing. Because obviously you can't keep sustaining this win streak. And Gil Moody's on laughing, I'm sure. But I'm being honest about this last one, Gil. Be in their heads that we're the last team that beat them. So they're going to want to stomp us out. I know that. The Chiefs are going to want to come in and stomp us out. But it's a rivalry game. The Raiders won't stand for that. We are going to play you guys hard. So it should be good. The only thing about the Chiefs that scares me right now, and I'm just going to be bald honest right now, okay, is their defense in the middle. They're not allowing anybody to run the ball. They are really putting a stop sign on the middle interior of the offensive line. You just cannot run through the gaps with their team right now, the way they're playing. They're playing incredible run defense. So we have got to loosen that up by putting out with you, depending on that from Gardner Minshew, because that's not his thing. His thing is that he's good at reading the field and being where he needs to be to throw the ball on a given play. So if it's a cross from the right to left, he'll roll left. If it's a cross from the left to right, he'll roll right to open visual windows and hit his guys. But you can't be limited to that, and that's his problem. Gardner Minshew is limited to that. In my analysis of Gardner Minshew, that is why at other teams he's been successful. Because when he wants to wing it, they see that as him, being a gunslinger and running around making plays out of nothing. When a lot of other coaches see that as showboating in a play I called, and you're not running the call from the pocket. You just decide to make this roll. No. Okay, I want to put this one on there because this is pretty interesting. If we get rid of Getsy after this season, who's our best option for OC? Okay, the only reason that I wouldn't even bother to try to answer that question, and I'm being deathly honest with you, is because I really think that it's all going to be Tom Brady. It's all going to be Tom Brady. He's going to come in and he's going to tell everyone, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then they're going to look at Mark Davis and he's going to say, go. You know what I mean? And so it's going to come from the mind of Tom Brady, which, I can't go into a mind like that. I'm too much of an honest individual. I can't do that. Okay, so I don't cheat on my wife. I lie to the NFL and all their fans and their kids. Steven Shaw, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Bear, I need that hat you're wearing. Where can I find one? This one was from New Era. It's in some kind of slate gray. And it's got the NFL logo, so it may be in the image store. Yeah, see, there's yeah. So there you have that. Okay, that was that question. The tank does have plastic doors. Shut up, Gil. How long do you think AP will be head coach? Alpha, to be honest with you, okay, if I said to you, Alpha, what, Alpha, okay, we're going to go right here for a second. Everyone else can hear us, but we're going to go right here for a second. You know how it was in the old days. Okay, you know how it was in the old days. We can't know that some owners are racist, and then over 40 years. Okay, you're in the 2000s now. It's 2024, and the thought process is still the same. When you're gonna, when you're getting ready to flip your franchise, and you want to try to start over, get a new quarterback, do the whole thing. Okay, new head coach, the whole thing. You hire a black coach, especially as an interim coach. You see how short deal as the head coach while you're waiting for the rest of the regime to come in place. And while that's coming into place, you then trade off assets, i.e. star players, that cost too much, so that now you get first round picks, you get building your team around a youth movement. Devontae Adams asks out. They make a big deal out of it. But Devontae Adams knew he wanted out. He was quoted as saying, I do not want to play with a rookie quarterback. And then all of a sudden he was playing with AOC. Because the Raiders heard what he said and they didn't care. You're under contract. You're here. Play football. And instead he misered around, kept talking in public every time he could, and then backpedaling on it and blaming it on the reporter and saying, you guys, I shouldn't have to answer back to everything I tell you guys. And he gets all feisty and angry. And now we see why. Because he didn't want to be with the Raiders. The moment Derek Carr left, he wanted out. And we didn't let him out. And now we let him out because he's turning into a malcontent in the locker room. That's to Antonio Pierce, so that when he gets fired later on, it's not as much of a big scandal because he's black. And that's not to make anyone feel uncomfortable. If you're white, that has nothing to do with you. So don't feel like this is a commentary on you as white people. It's not. I'm only talking about what has happened in the group of elitely rich men, which consists of some anywhere from 30 to 35 owners, because some of them are twosome, married, that kind of thing. And it's just been throughout the years, this is what you do. Remember Rich Bisaccia? You make the Rich Bisaccia thing go through, because it's not just black, but you could be Mexican, Italian, whatever, and they make a big deal out of it. Oh, look what they're doing for a nationality, and then as soon as they get a couple draft picks and the team starts to look better, you're fired. We want to go in a different direction, because the guy could be winning and they'll still fire him. Let's just say we want to go in a different direction. Mark. There we go. Tell Jim he has to stay on YouTube, not just because it's easier to get first place, but then switch over to Facebook so his comments get read first. I'm on him. I see you are. Miguel Garcia, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Daryl, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Mr. Bankhead, great profile picture. And I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too, brother. Tom Telesco is the better ace, all the best picks for us in the next draft, or he's out of here too. I wouldn't hold on to that, Alpha, because you have to remember, look at Telesco and look at Tom Brady. And tell me they don't look like kin. I mean, I'm just telling you, if Tom interviews him, he will probably blow Tom away. He really will. You have to remember, we're all looking at Tom Brady. Never been an owner. Second, he's never been a talent guy. He's a football player. So can he help you design plays and help players be better pros and things like that, sure. But we're talking about now a whole nother level of football design and knowing who the best people are to hire for certain positions like president and vice president of player personnel and so on and so forth. And we're just supposed to believe that Tom Brady knows all that stuff because he's Tom Brady. I don't buy into that. I do not buy into that. And then also, here's a counter to that, though. If they plan on letting go of Antonio Pierce, why did they give him two experienced, veteran, older, smart coaches to tutor him through the season? See, I think they went into this season thinking we had a winner on board. Now, if Michael Mayer doesn't leave the team for personal reasons, we're probably in some of those losses. We're probably winning some of those losses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Asylum77 said every sixth ball is better than every second ball. Oh, no. We got to effectively run the ball and get Bowers the ball. Well, we've been getting Bowers the ball. I know you've seen he's broken a record for tight ends and getting that many catches in their rookie season. So he's getting the ball. But running the ball, I don't know what to say, man. Our middle interior with Andre at the center and then left guard and right guard. So basically we now have, obviously Colton Miller's a solid left tackle, but at right tackle we have real ballers over there now that are doing well at right tackle. And most of these sacks, if you look back, they're coming from the middle interior. We're getting guys getting beat in the middle interior. You know, Cody Whitehair got beat so bad, it was like the first game of the season, they sat him down. I think as long as the defense can disrupt Kermit, he will make many mistakes. Well, yeah, because not to say that he doesn't deserve it, but he deserves to play a little bit entitled. You know what I mean? You've seen it. He's trying to go behind the back pass and all that stuff. And his fans, I can tell you right now, I know Gil Moody doesn't mind it. I mean, especially when you consider he's given them 3 Super Bowls, 3 or 4, something like that. And so he's given them enough Super Bowls that if he wants to put on a hula hoop and spin it while he throws the ball, they don't care. They probably shout, yeah, everyone should be doing that. Tom Shepard, I will be at the game this weekend. Go Raiders! Your defense is playing well, Gil. So who is our starting quarterback this weekend? Gardner Minshew. Alpha and Omega, you can't bring back Renfro. He's just, with the injuries we have now, one and DJ Turner at 2, and those guys have a history of getting banged up. So the situation at wide receiver now is somewhat perilous. Don't count Spillane out. I don't count Spillane out, and I also think that the guy we picked in Kayvon Johnson, I think it is, or Kayvon Jackson, the guy we brought in the defensive end from the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's starting to look better to me. I'm seeing him getting close. I'm seeing him working his way around guys. He looks like he's going to make a play or two. I kind of like him in this next game. They're going to triple cover Crosby, but Spillane will sneak right up. Yes, I do agree with that too. Yes, Shady Brady leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Armando Medrano, Chiefs got to lose sometime. We're due to win one. We're the last ones to beat them last year, and we could be the first ones to beat them this year. Armando, I do not overlook karma like that, ever. I think karma like that is for real. I think they come into the game tight, we go into the game loose, and we end up in a battle, and they'll try to probably pull it out at the end. It's going to be one of those games where they're chasing us out of the stadium. You know what I mean? It'll be 17-13, and at any moment they could beat us, and then the buzzer will go off, and we'll be like, Damn it, they shouldn't. You know what I mean? They shouldn't. Even though it's a rivalry game and everything else, they shouldn't. They know what we are. We hate them. They hate us. Every once in a while, you take a pound of flesh from your opponent, even when they're better than you. Ahem! I'm not looking at the shady one. My eyes will start burning. Rumper is that Hoodie is coming to. The rumor is that Hoodie is coming to the Raiders because of Tom Brady. Justin King. Let's just concentrate on not getting injuries. Yes, please. Yeah, I see that. I would give AP 1 year to see if one with our injured players. Well, you got to figure they'll even give him next season. They have to pick the coach that they want to start the future of Tom's, plan to conquer the world. But in truth, I doubt that's going to be something that's going to be done as soon as next season. I don't see that. There's a lot of coaches out there that really are, but there are very few Jim Harbaughs. And even though I don't like Jim Harbaugh, there's very few guys that have that kind of name recognition. That's why I think the Tom project will begin next season in building up the team, finding your quarterback, etc. And then the season, when that season's over, so what is that, 2026, we'll probably have Belichick. He'll let Belichick go on vacation, be with his wife for a little while, have a little fun, and then he'll come back and he'll be the... I hate being able to see these things. But yeah, he'll probably bring Belichick in to be our head coach in name only. Gil, I think that goes both ways. I don't like your running backs and their situation running the ball, but I don't like ours either. And I know you guys are 6-0, but I know you're not happy about that 6 playing. You know what I'm saying? See how it's not an insult. I'm not insulting them. I'm just saying, obviously, they are much better than the way they're playing right now, even though they're 6-0. They're beating people with their tenacity, with their, championship, lingering over feeling of, hey guys, we're the best. We should be out there wringing their necks, not beating them 17-14. You know what I mean? And I know your guys. I don't know if they've come out of it yet. And I would argue with you, Gil. See what you think about this idea. Could it be the Chiefs might not overlook us, but just haven't got it right yet? Because they're 6-0, and most of the roster on them, but not getting on them. You know what I mean? Because you got a perfect run right now. You're already in the playoffs and everything. You could end up losing, 3 or 4 more games, and it won't matter. You're going to win the next 7 or whatever it is, and roll into the season. Okay, hang on. I got it right here. Wide receiver Terrence Marshall. Alex Bachman is the wide receiver we got back from the Giants, and then the other wide receiver was Terrence Marshall. I believe it was. That was me looking for Bill Cox. There you go, Bill. Joe Dirt, a.k.a. Little Ass Boy, going to get benched again this weekend. But I don't know if Ditter's ready. I was a huge Sam Darnold fan for the last 2 years. Now look at him. I'm hoping Ritter can give us some kind of hope. This season ain't over yet. Well, John, I felt like Gardner Minshew was going to bring on that Sam Darnold feeling of bouncing around the league, not getting a lot of respect, but not quitting. And Sam Darnold did not give up. He recognized, I think, that he had the skills. He just had to have it matched with a playbook and talent and the scheme of a quarterback coach and an offensive coordinator and so on. And once those things came together for him in Minnesota, he's showing what he's made of. You know what I mean? The guy's, Sam Darnold is the proof that you can never just say a quarterback's done because they've played badly here or there. You know what I mean? Because you may go to 2-3 different teams, just like Gardner Minshew, and then suddenly get to a place and things come together just that right way, and suddenly zing, 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 and they start winning, and you're looking at them like, you know what I mean? Why do you think people are so impressed with what Sam Darnold's doing? Because they expected him not to do it. I mean, let's be honest. That's what this country is built on now, is looking for the next whoever you're going to meme because they make a mistake and they're in a field that we watch, like baseball, basketball, or football, or baseball, or whatever. You know what I mean? No one expected him to do what he's doing, including me. If you had told me before the season started that Sam Darnold was going to go on a run with the Vikings and be like undefeated for, half. So, Alpha, we're in the home of the sports book. Time to disrupt those Vegas odds. Start cheating from here on. I may put 100 on that. Anna Diaz Redcon, honestly, you want the game out of the reach of the refs, though. That's the idea. So whether they give the refs how they say the Dallas Cowboys are America's team, which we all think is hilarious, but they're America's team. Okay? We are the NFL's bad guys. We are the ones in black. We are Darth Vader. We are the evil empire. They don't really want to see us succeed unless society thinks it's cool. And they won't think what we're doing is cool until we're winning. We think it's cool as Raider Nation, the army of fans that we are. We think it now because we were raised in it. But future fans is when you get that respect from the refs. And right now, they have the respect from the refs because they're the elite football team for the last X amount of years. You know what I mean? I'd say 5-6 years now, at least. It would go a little longer than that, but they're the Chiefs from getting to the Super Bowl. So I would just say that, and that's, again, it's not a cap, but I would just say that the Chiefs are the last 5-6 years probably one of, if not the best team in football. And that's why I take a lot of pride in those wins last year. That's right, Gil. You thought I was just going to be all complimentary and stuff. Have to talk behind your back for a little while, so we'll cheer up. Now beat it. Back to your closet, you closet Raider fan. Always appreciate you stopping in, brother. Always appreciate that. So moving forward, I think it's pretty exciting because we are still signing guys. It's not like we're signing stars, but we are still signing guys. We are trying to move forward still. We brought in the big tight end. Can bench that guy. I had a real strong feeling that Michael Mayer will make this game. Now, but I want to be clear. I was wrong on the last one. I was. You guys know I admit that when I'm wrong. I was wrong on this last one. I really thought that he would make our last game. I really did, but I guess he didn't. I don't know what it's about because they won't put too much out there about it because it's personal stuff for him. But I think someone died. It shook him up, and so he's having to get some time. But I better not find out it's like his German Shepherd or something like that. Buy a new dog and get your butt in here. James and Princetta Walker in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, Kim Lissetti. All right, so now how are we going to get the run game going if the guards aren't playing the way we want to? Well, first, we have to, acknowledge that Jackson Powers Johnson is playing incredibly good. He's gotten a few flags called on him, but they were, in effect, like excessive pancaking calls where he was really roughing the guy up and threw him down. I think one or two of them were false starts, and that's really it. He's had like 5. We have to remember he's a rookie, but I love the way he plays. He is a real brawler. He looks like he wants to really wrestle guys and throw them around. He enjoys it. You know what I mean? It's not just a job. It's not just football. It's like he enjoys it. And I kind of like having someone crazy on my roster. It's always good to have at least 1 or 2 guys that are a little bit crazy on your roster. So I love how he's panned out. The Tyree Wilson, project, they're going to want to move on from that. If you're grading Tom Telesco, and that curveball comes up, he might get let go too, I could imagine. Because he may have been a part of the dismantle the team idea when you bring in Tom and the other guy, Richard Seymour, that he's coming in with, and then you add their voices and they start making decisions. It's just not going to look like the same Raider team. It's going to look very, very different. Kim Lassetti, Cam Ward is a possibility. 6th pick, they'll be able to get him there. And it would be justified. He's that good. Bear, it's funny you say that. When my brothers and I were younger, they would tell me that it was no wonder I was a Raider fan because I was just able to. Carina! Woo! Trujillo! No. Don't thank me. You get that because you improved my mood yet again. Young lady. God bless you right back, Stephen Shaw. Kim Lassetti, I do know it's a possibility. I don't know that they'll go after him with that high a pick, but I think it's possible. I really do. I think it's possible at 6, because when you consider if we do pick at 6 and we don't move up, the elite quarterbacks are going to be gone. And I think the Buccaneers are just sort of playing around with that guy, the one I can't stand. I can't remember his name, but Tampa Bay is going to be looking for someone. The Jets are going to be looking for someone, even if it's not necessarily to replace Aaron Rodgers. They've got to have the future ready because Aaron Rodgers at any moment could just say, I'm done. You know what I mean? He's 40, and his body, last couple times, has given out on him a little bit. He had the Achilles thing and had to miss the whole season last year. Now he's back. He's already getting banged up again, by these defenses. Hey, I don't know. Alexa, resume! I just can't get that one to fit in. The right one's been good all time. There's something wrong with my left ear. My left ear is just stupid. When my mom gave birth, she must crushed my left ear or something. Because earbuds always work on the right side, but not on the left. On the left, they just pop out for some reason. That was shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veterans, much love. R8RBEAR! All right, let's go this Sunday. And it is Baker Mayfield. Thank you, Bob. That guy's a bum. Baker made a hayfield more like. That guy's a bum. Love you guys.